Hey everyone, Didn't Line Roar here, and it's December 2020, and we have a new hero of the month, Reuben. He's a 5-star legendary hero cleric class. So I'm going to spend some time talking about him today, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts and grade. As a cleric, unfortunately, there's a lot of good clerics already, so the emblems are spread kind of thin, but if you happen to have emblems laying around, that is the class that he is. It's not the strongest class. It's just that there's already a bunch of good heroes that have those emblems, like Kunshin and Costume Rigard and White Rabbit and so on. He also has this passive ability, Resist Mana Generation Ailments. This hero has an innate resistance against the status ailments that affect mana generation. Doesn't apply to status ailments that stop mana generation or steal mana. So how I read this is that Talaria's special that slows down mana is not going to affect him. The same with heroes like Alacy and Mist. However, heroes like Hell that stop mana, or Anatel that steal mana, they can still do that to him. Okay, he has 766 attack, which I would say is about high average. Defense is average at 737, and HP is a little bit low at 1310, but I'd say it's low average. However, the defense stat is the most important one in keeping him alive, and that one's pretty good. His special is called Occult Redemption, and it is fast, so being fast is always a plus in my book, but it depends on what that fast ability is, so let's take a look at it. He deals 215% damage to the target and nearby enemies. That's not a lot. And his attack stat being 766 means that he's going to do a little bit more damage than the percent looks like it's going to do, but it is only to the target and nearby enemies, so the rest of the special better be pretty darn good. All allies get negative 50% reduction to damage received from status effects for 4 turns. Okay, let's stop and talk about this part of the special for a moment, because this one's interesting. There's not something exactly like this, and this is an effect that for like a year and a half I've been saying that we need in this game, but I don't think this one's done well or done right, and I think it's way late. So let's think through this one for a moment. Maybe you've already thought about this, maybe you already had this hunch, or maybe you've been wondering about it, and here I am to confirm it. This special is straight up bad, like this particular one, because think about all the hero cards they've already printed to help with all the status ailments in the game. There's already a bunch of really good ones out there, like Loki that just takes all those status ailments and throws them back onto their enemies, or you've got Francine to clear them all, or you've got Vonda to prevent them from happening in the first place. Or, you know, you've got Grazul out there that does the same thing. You've got Costume Rigard to clear everything. You've got Kunshin, he might take a while, but he clears everything. And Vivica, who clears everything. Everything. This Reuben is only preventing half of the status ailment damage. But all those heroes I just named take every status ailment away. So, like, for example, Reuben will help against, like, Gravemaker, Jean-Francois, and Vela. You're still going to take damage, but you're not going to take quite as much. And they've already nerfed Vela, so she's not doing as much water damage as she had in the past. So, this is a tough one. And, you know, Reuben doesn't really protect against too many heroes. Think about it. Like, the ones I just named, that's what he's protecting against. But he's not protecting against Talaria. He's not protecting against Drake. He's not protecting against any number of heroes that apply status ailments that don't give damage, like Hell, who like stops your mana. You can clear that if you have a hero charged up who can clear that effect, but Reuben is not doing anything with that. So this effect is not anywhere close to being what it needs to be helpful to your team, I think. Certainly not on defense, where, okay, just don't bring Gravemaker and Vela and Jean-Francois. There's plenty of other heroes you can bring to tackle this here. And you know, like, there's a ton of 4-star heroes that can probably beat up on this one, because he's not that aggressive, so it's not like he's doing much damage to your team. So this effect not great. Let's see what the last effect is, and then I'm going to give my thoughts overall and give him a grade. So the last effect is the elemental link you see on the Heroes of the Month. They're typically an afterthought, but they have been getting a little bit better over time. His elemental link summons a fire minion for all fire allies with 5% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. And that probably is his best ability. I mean, it's up there with the 215% damage, but you know, the way I read this card is it's a pretty vanilla 5-star hero that deals 215% damage to the target and nearby enemies and gives minions to red heroes. So that would make you want to use him on offense. But, I mean, just dealing 215% damage to the target and nearby enemies and getting minions for your red heroes, and then sometimes being able to reduce a little bit of damage from status ailments, doesn't make me think too highly of him. All right, so for that reason, I'm going to give Reuben a D. I just don't see much use for him. You know, I think that I'm not giving him an F because he can still be useful as a 5-star hero if you are someone who is free to play or cheap to play, and you do get him, and let's say you've got tons of rings and you have nothing else to do with them. I mean, he is better than not having 5-star heroes. So, like, he's still going to deal some damage. He is still going to summon some minions. There is still some value to that. But if you get any 5-star red heroes other than him, you're probably going to want to level those. You know, I guess there are some heroes that are slower, like Elena and Kagan. I mean, I would say Kagan's a D or worse too, but they are slower, and at least Reuben's fast. But I mean, like, Elena's special is just really powerful. So there's not a lot of heroes that I would take over Reuben, but if you happen to get him, you can still level him and use him. That's kind of my thoughts. I don't know. What do you guys think? Make sure to comment. Give me your grade. If I'm like overlooking something or tremendously underestimating this hero, let me know about it. I don't think I am, but tell me what you think. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when I drop more videos. And I will catch you in the next one.